Hi, welcome to Cherie's weight loss journey. Forcing myself to get out. There's some things I want to look at because I'm working on some projects here. Uh, I bought some things and I'm now looking for, the little fixtures and stuff that go along with it. Um, I'm not gonna bring my dog today because uh, it's hot out here, and I don't know how long I'm going to be, at Home Depots and Lowe's because I want to do a comparisons. And I don't want her to suffer. I don't. I have several projects that I need to work on. And then I have even more projects after that all of them that I want to have done at least by the end of harvest season, and the weather starts changing again into colder weather. So let's go. Today, it was sticky and hot between 12 and 3 because there were several times I tried to come out and it was like, no, everything I put on, it made me like sweat unreasonably. It was like, I cannot get out in this weather. It's too humid, right? So right now it's 6 o'clock and here I am out and about, out and about, out and about. Yeah, it's about 80 degrees out here. And, it's like there's no in between. If it's not 80, then it's like 60, and it's like, can't you be a nice, 70 degrees? Although we haven't gotten 70 degrees but a day or two. So, yeah. Now, of the projects and stuff that I want to do, most of them are outdoors. So, the days that I'm doing the outdoor projects, cool. You don't have to rain on those days. But it rained sometime between last night and this morning. It rained. And then it got hot. It's like we now have the same kind of weather as if we were living, on an island in the ocean. Where anytime it gets rain, anytime it gets sunshine, and it's just like, what? I already got my 100 grams of protein. Again, I ate the bonza noodles and the ground turkey. And then this morning I did have a shake. I had my supplements, the Ghost and the collagen and the creatine, and also supplemented at least one drink of fiber infused water. So I'm quite pleased about that. I just, I just can't help but to feel appalled in the vicious things that has been happening to good people. And like I said before, the main people that are going to hurt you is family and friends. Family and friends. I've seen so many women get displaced, get kicked out of their homes illegally. And they've even taken advantage of not just their elderly wives, but their elderly parents, their elderly grandparents. It's horrible. It's so horrible that if women was to do the favor, if we were to return the favor, right? And I know men are always saying, oh, they too strong, they got the strength and stuff. But yeah, you have times when you're vulnerable, right? And every man will tell you that you become a baby twice, right? When you're very, very young and when you're old. Okay? So those are the times, if women were going to get back at your ass, that's when it will happen. But let me stop. Because it can happen in between time too, especially if that time is the mean time. So, calm down, Cherie. Calm down. Okay, I'll calm down. So, I haven't been doing any deliveries ever since, I seen that bad, video about this lady getting raped after getting DoorDash and helping somebody take their stuff inside their homes, inside his home. Let me stop. Let's keep it real. We always want to minimize who the perp is, right? We're like, oh, people. No, it's not people. It's a man. Then we say, society. No, it's not society. It's men. And it's just like I just can't believe it, right? And then these men will sit up here and talk about, oh, it goes both ways. It goes both ways. The only time situations go both ways, such as a woman being violent, is kind of like what Tina Turner did. Tina Turner kept taking all of those beatings, and then one day she had to just fight the hell back and get the fuck on. Okay? But if you only seen the scene where she was fighting back, and even though she didn't win, she just incapacitated him just enough so she could get her ass out of the car and stomp away, because normally she would have gotten the ass whooping and she would have kept it pushing. Right? So anyway, one bit for not taking no shit, and to at least have got a couple of licks in before she stepped off. But, he was so egotistical that, he had to come back later on with a gun. And she was like, look, you gonna kill me? Killing me will only make you infamous. You hear those people out there? They love me. And like you said, Ike, the show must go on. Woo! And then she sashayed to the stage, right? And he was kind of saying, yeah, well, the show must go on. Right? He probably was telling himself, she's lucky that she had a show. Otherwise, I would have shot her 10 times. And I only got 5 bullets in this gun. So, yeah, that's crazy business. And it just breaks my heart. It breaks my heart. I already told my daughter that, she would have to have like a private ceremony if she ever wanted me to attend something with her. She can just totally forget about, those imaginary family gatherings where it's such a blended family and we all get along. Like, no. That dissolution was a severing period. Okay. Because you ain't gonna see me sitting up there going to some wedding and there's gonna be this whole harem of baby mamas and ex-wives and illegitimate children, all trying to figure out, do they want to support this connection? It's like, no, they'll support the connection, if they want to support the connection. The wedding is supposed to be an indicator that they're supporting the connection, but it's not today. So I suggest that you do a destination wedding and then just stay there for your honeymoon. And God knows, don't come back until you have to come back. So, yeah. I came to Lowe's first because Lowe's is actually closer to my home. But I really should be going to Home Depot first. But it is what it is. Maybe this time I'll actually only do scouting and not actual purchasing. Right? We'll see. Okay. They did not know where any metal poster wood fencing brackets were. They directed me to the metal fencing. Back there, they did not have those brackets. So, yeah. So I bought a sprinkler, right? I bought a sprinkler. I brought me one of these little personal neck coolers so that you don't get too hot when you're out here moving around, right? And then I got me some of this Flex Seal spray, right? Because you just never know, when you might need, to stop something, okay? You don't know when you might need to stop something from leaking, okay? Okay. So, yeah. Now, as I said, today, I did not have to water the grass because sometime between last night and this morning, it had rained, and it rained hard. The reason why I know is because I leave water buckets out to catch the rainfall, and they have water in it for sure. Okay, so now I'm off to Home Depot, because here's the thing: if I can't find these fence brackets, it's gonna force me to feel pressure to use the ones that I already have on the fence. Now, I don't have a problem with that if I can pry them from the fencing that they're already on. All right? Because in my mind, it's simple, just not easy, because you'll have to keep the wood planks even, and I will probably try to do that using like little props. Now, they did have like a little jack of some sort, but it was like $80, and I'm like, do you really want to use something like that? Only if we have to. But if we could like use stuff instead, to keep it level, that's what we would do. So now I'm on my way to see if I can find it at Home Depot. Because if I buy it online, what I had seen, I won't be able to get until about May 28th. Well, May 1st, not May, but probably about May 1st. So, and I have the fencing, I believe, being delivered tomorrow. Not saying that it has to go up tomorrow, because I don't know how many of those brackets that I would be able to salvage. And when I get back home, I'm going to look and see, how many of them are loose enough, to salvage. Okay? That's what I need to find out. But I was excited about this panel replacement that I'm gonna try to do it myself. Okay. So, yeah. it's weird how, you can get those metal post to wood fencing brackets online for Lowe's, but they don't have them in the store. I just thought that was the weirdest thing for them to do, right? How do you sell the fencing and then not the fixtures that you need to go with the fencing? And the people that they had working in at Lowe's, the young people, they did not have their mind on work, okay? Now, the old guy in gardening, he was trying his best to be helpful, but, he basically said, he didn't see him. And I told him, I said, well, they sent me back here. So here I am at Home Depot. So I might not well, no, I got my steps in today. I sure did. I got my steps in, but I'm getting some extra steps in. And this is what I mean. When you're looking for something specific, and it's almost like a treasure hunt, right, to find it. Especially when they hire new people, and they're still hiring, but let's go see if I can find what I'm looking for. Okay.